Hi, this is Miss Park, and this video is a little review of working with integers. So I'll remind you that integers are the positive and negative whole numbers. So let me just write some whole numbers, okay? And also the negatives of those whole numbers. I'm just going to write them like this, and here they are in order. And integers will go on forever, so dot, dot, dot on both sides. So the set of integers are these numbers in here, and it goes on forever on both sides. So we learned in elementary school a few different operations to do with integers. So we learned adding, okay, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing. So in this video, we're going to go through very quickly all of these. Okay, we're going to do all of these. Okay, so first of all, adding integers. So remember that rule that you've learned before that's, or you didn't learn it, but maybe you think you learned it, that two negatives make a positive? Well, not always, okay? So that is only for multiplying and dividing. So we're going to go through some examples with addition where that rule may or may not apply. So let's see. Okay, so example, suppose I'm going to add two positive numbers. So let's say I go 5 plus 7, so positive 5 and positive 7. Okay, so that is just regular 12. Another example, let's go negative 5 and positive 7. So now a negative number and a positive number. Okay, so in the past, you may have learned to place integers on a number line. So here's 0, 1, 2, 3, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and so on. And so you could place negative 5 over here. Okay, and then we're going to move 7 to the right, so meaning we're going to add 7. So we're going to move in the positive direction. So this is the positive direction. That's the negative direction. So from here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and end up at positive 2. Okay, now if it confuses you to think about moving left and right, because why are we moving left and right? You can think of the integers as on a vertical number line. So on a vertical number line would be like on a thermometer, where the 0 is here, and here's your negatives getting colder, right? And here are your positives getting warmer. So if you're starting at a negative 5, so that's a cold temperature, okay, so we're starting over here, and then we're going plus 7, we are getting warmer. We're getting warmer by 7 degrees. So to do that, it's going to be plus 5 to get you to 0, and then another plus 2 to get you to 2 degrees for a total of going up 7 degrees. So if temperature helps to think about negative is cold and positive is hot, you can think about addition and subtraction as adding heat or subtracting heat, adding cold or subtracting cold. Okay, so let's try a couple more things. Let's add up this. Let's go 3 plus negative 4. Okay, so 3 plus negative 4, the temperature is 3 degrees, and it goes down 4 degrees. Okay, so it's like we're adding cold. So if you're at 3 degrees and you go down 4 degrees, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's going to put me at negative 1. Right, so if temperature helps, then that's great. Okay, the other way that you might have learned fractions before is to treat positives and negatives as objects. So in this case, I have 3 positives, so I'm going to go positive, positive, positive. I'll just call them P's. And 4 negatives, negative, 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 negative. Now, every positive and negative will cancel each other out, because when you add like a positive 1 and a negative 1, add them up, they become 0. So positive and negative of the same number, when you add them together, you get 0. So I can cancel these out in pairs, and that leaves me with 1 negative. So there's my negative 1. Okay, let's add 2 positives. So this is that rule that we have to be very careful with. 2 negatives. Okay, we have to be very, very careful with this. Yes, it's 2 negatives, but will the answer be positive? your temperature is -2, and we're adding cold, which means we're going to go colder. We're going to get more negative. So the temperature is -2, here's 0 here, and we're adding cold. So we're going to go down 6, which brings me to a negative number, -8. Okay, and if you're doing this with the collecting things, you'll have 6 ends. You'll have 2 ends and another 6 ends for a total of 8 ends. So 8 negative. Okay, so that's your addition. Let's look at subtraction. Okay, so I'll do another example. So let's go 5 minus 7. Okay, the temperature is 5 degrees. It goes down 7 degrees. So when you draw it, if you draw it, here's 5, here's 0. So notice now I'm not drawing every single number, but I know that if I'm going to go down 7 degrees, if I go down 5, I'm going to get to 0. And so to go down 7, I'm going to have to go down another 2. So that brings me to -2. Okay, if you do it the other way, 5 positives, 7 negatives. Cancel, 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 and that leaves me with 2 negatives. Okay, and you'll notice that this is the same as 5 plus -7, right? Look what I did. That's actually the same. 5 plus -7 is the same as 5 minus 7. Let's do another one with subtraction. So let's take a negative number and subtract a positive number. So this, okay? So the temperature is -5. It's going down another 3 degrees. So it's getting colder. So that should help with the direction. And we're left with -8. Let's do another one now. -5 minus -3. So which direction am I going to go in? Here's my 0. Here's my -5. Right? If I'm subtracting -3, I'm subtracting cold. Remember, the negatives are cold. When you subtract cold, when you're taking away cold, you're getting warmer, right? Taking away cold means you're getting hotter. So instead of subtracting going this way, I'm actually adding. So adding 3, so I go here, plus adding 3, and that's going to bring me to -4, -3, -2. Okay, if I did it the other way, I have 5 ends, and I want to take away 3 ends. Right? I have -5, and I want to take away -3. So I have 5 negatives, and I want to take away 3 of the negatives. So I just take them away. Goodbye. And I'm left with -2. Okay, so that's addition and subtraction. So let's move on to multiplication and division. Okay, so we'll do an example. So multiplication, 7 times -5. Okay, that is 7 -5s. So if I had -5 in a group and I had 7 of those groups, what would I have in the end? I'd have all negative numbers, and I'd have 35 of them. So we multiply the numbers, and then we can just throw the sign after, right? Because it's -5 and another -5 and another -5 and another, and 7 groups all added together. And with division, it would be similar. I have 30 divided by -5. Okay, so how many groups of -5 would there be? So we can just look at how many groups of 5 there would be. So there's 6. Okay, but because I want -5, I'm going to have -6. So -5 times -6 is +30. So let's do that. Let's do another multiplication. -5 times -6 is +30. All right, so this is your negative times a negative is a positive, and it works with division also. So -20 divided by -4 is a +5. Okay, but remember this rule is only multiplication and division. All right, so let me just grab from the booklet a couple of questions that have integers mixed with BEDMAS, order of operations. So I'm just going to take a couple of these because they can be tricky. This is somewhere in your booklet. Let's do this first one. Okay, so remember BEDMAS is brackets, exponents, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. That's order of operations. That's the order in which we do things. So when we study this question, this first one here, we notice right away there's no brackets to do anything inside because there's just single numbers in the brackets. There's no exponent. We'll do the division, and I can see this division here right away. Okay, so 25 divided by -5, you just divide the numbers and the answer will be negative. So that's -5. That's going to be times -4 minus -3. -5 times -4 is a positive 20. Subtracting -3 is the same as adding positive 3. Remember, subtracting cold, taking away cold, is the same as adding heat. And so that's 23. Notice how I wrote equal sign on the left. Each line equals the line above it. I can't do just partial calculations and then put them together at the end. You write the whole line, it equals the line above it. And I'm doing it again. This line equals the line above it. This line equals the line above it. Okay, and then that way equality is maintained from line to line. Let's do another one that's interesting. Look at this one here, H. Okay, BEDMAS, order of operations, says deal with the brackets first. And so I've got these brackets happening, the large brackets. So I'm going to go 4. -11 times -2 is 22. Plus -6 times 3 is -18. Minus 4 times 4, 16. Okay, still got to do the brackets first. So 4, I'm going to change to round brackets because I only have one set now. 22 and -18, so we're at 22 degrees. We're going down 18 degrees because we're adding cold. So that's going to be 4, and then down another 16 degrees, -12. And then 4 times -12 is -48. Looking down in the same page, I've got some lovely fractions here. Okay, so let's do one. I'll just randomly select this E. You got to simplify the numerator and the denominator before you can start doing things with adding the fractions. So -23 minus 1, so temperature is -23, goes down another 1. That's -24 over -10, go up 4, is -6, plus -8, go down another 6, -14, over -1, go up 3, is 2. -24 divided by -6 is a positive 4. -14 divided by 2 is -7. Temperature is 4. It goes down 7 degrees, and we're left with -3. Okay, each line equals the line above it. These questions in the booklet, please do them on separate paper because you're going to need to show your work. Always write the question first. In your notes, write the question first and then do the work underneath. And all the final answers are given at the bottom. Okay, thanks for watching.